another disappointing day at the office. What's your take on today's result?
Yeah, disappointed certainly the outcome. The fact we didn't get anything out of today's game, very frustrating. I thought for major parts of the game we dominated again, and I'm starting to sound a bit like a broken record really, because Wednesday was similar, last Saturday was similar, possession, the way we were about our business, and I can't fault the lads' efforts, I really can't. It's just that cutting edge to make us a top 5 team is just currently missing. And I can't, like I said, I can't fault what the lads have produced. Their effort levels are excellent, fitness levels are very good. And admittedly today, I threw caution to the wind with 16 minutes to go by going 3 at the back, but I didn't think at any stage in the second half my forward at the back were under any pressure. Yeah. So that was the reason for sticking one up front, and maybe 10 minutes left, a few legs were going, and it was difficult to run back towards your own goal and defend. So I understand that's why we might have conceded the last 2. But yeah, just frustrating in the fact we've lion's share of possession again, and we've come away with nothing.
Yeah, I've been away for 3 weeks. Before I went away, it looked like a case of we can't score goals. I've come back and it seems that nothing's changed. That seems to be our major problem area.
Yeah, it is, and it's something I'm always looking at. Again, I can't criticise Carl or James today. It was nothing to do with them. It was just all round. We just seemed like, and it was similar on Wednesday. Lee Smith had 3 or 4 good chances on Wednesday. Lee Davis, Mike Jackson. We're all in the right places. We just can't seem to get that final, that final bit. And it's one of them really. It's difficult to put your finger on, because I said on Wednesday, if we weren't creating chances, I'd be worried. We're creating chances, we're just not scoring them though. So yeah, it's a job for me on the training ground, and it's a job for me and Dean and Steve to try and put right. And again, I don't think it's necessarily personnel, because like I just said to the boys, I've got lads in there who want to win and want to be winners and want to do well in this league. And at the moment, we're just possibly underachieving because we can't find the back of the net.
Right. So it's not difficult then picking the lads up after today. I mean, the atmosphere in the changing room?
It is and it isn't. I think what they realise is, and I hope they realise, is the fact that, and I've made this point to them, in the last three games we've gone up against 3 good teams who are probably top 5 teams, and it wouldn't be surprising to me in the end of May, end of April, if they are in the top 5, 6, and we've matched them, fully matched them. Now I can appreciate it on in black and white. We've lost 3-0 today, 3-1 last weekend, but for long periods of the game today, Sholing, to be fair to them, they took their 2 wide lads off because we were camped in their half, second half, at 1-0. And I think that says, it's testament to the lads. With Hales Owen, we've lost to a 92nd minute penalty. Thatcham again, 3-1. And that's the good thing. They know now, the lads know where they are with regards to, as a team collectively, how we can maybe compete in this league. And we can compete. It's also the realisation that we need to be a bit more ruthless, and we need to be scoring goals and finishing things off.
Yeah. No game next week, no Saturday, we're without a game, Andover gone from the league. What's the plans to keep them fit?
Yeah, lots of plans. Next 2 Mondays, we're in Monday, Thursday, both weeks. I've given them next weekend off, because I think, especially with Christmas coming, deserve a weekend off, for what they've put in so far. It's a case of keeping them focused, so there'll be a few things in and around. We've got a few training ideas, me, Dean and Steve, and just keeping things fresh so that we do go to pool, focused and ready to start on a run of games again. If we can go 7 unbeaten again over the Christmas period, then that's the sort of thing that puts you back in the frame. And that's key for me, and that's the target I want to be. And I've said all along, if we finish on the 11th, I've had a great first season in the job. That's the first port of call. But secondly, the lads in there know, and people outside know, I'm a bit of a winner, and I don't want to be settling for just mid-table. Because when it gets to January, February, that's hard to say, oh, go on lads, just go and play. Relax, go and play. That's not the case.
Yeah. I think our football, what I've seen, we deserved better than we've actually got out of these games. I don't know quite, why it hasn't gone like that, apart from the goal scoring. That is the area. Any opportunities out there? Anybody around that we might be looking at? I know the club's not financially flush.
Sure.
But if there was someone, I'm pretty certain that we would do all we can to help you bring them in and put the problem.
And that's great. And I've got the backing of the chairman and the board to do that. It's just finding, like you say. Everybody wants a striker who can get 20 goals a season, and I'm no different now as I was back in June, July when I got the job to try and see that and find that. It's just getting the right person to come in, and I've still got faith in James and and Carl, keeping them 2 fit, and those 2 will score goals. Elliot Kennedy, Stuart Midwinter, Jake Lee Smith, all around the team. Lee Davis, we've got goals in that team. It's just when's it going to go for us? And if there is somebody who comes available at the right time, then I'll be more than happy to get involved with that. But again, I'm not making any silly decisions, because with that team in there at the moment, has got us 24 points and got us where we are, and played some good football to get us there. It's just those finite things to winning games. It's no different to anybody else in this league. Everybody wants a 20-goal a season strike.
At some point in the future, we are going to stuff some team, aren't we?
I'd like to think so, mate. I'd like to think so. And it's a week like this where you sort of step back, and I'll be stepping back and analysing the last 3 games and seeing, if you like, what went wrong and how we can improve on that. And yeah, it's simple to say it's just about scoring goals, because of course this game is. But it's how we've got about our business has been spot on, and it's been very pleasing to see that we can match teams like that, and go toe to toe for 78 minutes.
Yeah, I think as a supporter now and a spectator, one thing that is very pleasing, apart from again the lack of goals, is that the football we've been seeing has been much better than we've seen in the past, and that's really quite pleasing for all of us.
Well, that's good, and that's that's something I try and hang my hat on, is the fact I don't want to go away from my principles in the fact of trying to get that elusive golden minute of the fact we do need those goals. I still want to play the right way, and I've got a lot of faith in that, and I think we can do that in playing the right way. It's just when something is going to break for us, and again it's important for me now to make sure we don't feel sorry for myself, the board, everybody else in and around the club included, to realise that we are we're doing okay. It's just that next step. To make that next step, we just need to be a bit more clinical.
Yeah. Poole Town coming up. I've talked to a number of people that have played Poole so far. They reckon that they're going to be there or thereabouts at the end of the season, so it's a tough one coming up. How are you going to set up for that?
Yeah, no easy games. Unfortunately, I'll lose the services of Jake Lee and Elliot Kennedy, both suspended for that game. So, I'm then looking at people coming into those slots and making the most of it. Somebody like Ashley Corber, for example, has been really patient in the last few games and been really frustrated in not playing. But I can only pick that team I think is going to do a job, and we have performed well in the last few games. But yeah, Poole Town, no easy job going down there and trying to get something. And I've just said to the boys again, this league's full of that. It's not as if we're going to any of the bottom 5 in the next 5 games. We've actually got 3 big games. We go to Poole, then we go to Northley, who score goals for fun, and then we've got Cinderford, who the club haven't beaten since they've been at this level. So it's not easy, but that's the challenge ahead, and hopefully in the next 2 weeks without a game, that's what gets the boys focused and realising that we can do a little bit.
I think also in this league, what I've noticed is it seems that everybody's beating everybody else, so nobody really is getting so far away from us. So I think we're still in with a good chance. Well,
yeah, that's a good thing. I mean, you look at the way this time of season, it often works that the pitches go a little bit now, get a bit heavy, and I think we've got the best of both. We can play a bit, but we can put a foot in when we need to, and we can possibly win ugly, because we've done that this season. And this will be a test, test of the lads and tested us as a group as to how we go, and if we can achieve that. And I think if we come out of January suddenly on a bit of a roll again and picking up a couple of wins and a draw here or there, I think we can be buoyant going into the new year to try and suggest we could challenge. Again, I'm realistic. I'm not stupid. There are some big teams out there, and this week's just shown that. But possibly it's the dip we need before going up again that will push us on.
Okay, we're going into December. You've had a few months in the job now. What's your view on it? Still loving it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I don't enjoy it as much, obviously, after a week we've had when we've got nothing out of 3 games. And it's a test for me, so that's good. It's bringing different tests week on week. Everything's new, which is great. And it's one of those always expect the unexpected, because you don't know what's around the corner. And for the first time this week, I think I've had nearly a full strength side to pick from. And what are we? Yeah, second week in November. It's the first time I've been able to pick from a full strength side. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. I got the backing of Steve and Dee. Without them, I'll be struggling, because they are great. So it's just a case of I'm enjoying it certainly. I just want to win things and want to be successful, and it doesn't come overnight.
No, it'll come, mate. It'll come. And I think you're doing a great job so far, and the ball's right behind you, and we're enjoying it. So thanks for that.
No problem. Thank you.